Hi, Peter Eddie here. Today, I'm going to talk about the films of Woody Allen. Um, I'm going to rate my 10 best Woody Allen movies. Probably made about 50 movies, but I'm going to just rate the top 10, in my opinion. Now, there's lots of controversy. Some people don't like Woody Allen, some people do. And I'm looking at Woody Allen as just as a comedian, not as how he is as a person or anything like that. I don't know him as a person. I don't know him. I just know his comedy, and I think he's a very good comedian. So that's what I'm going to base this on. Um, Now, Woody Allen has made many movies. He made lots of comedies, and he also made lots of not comedies, dramas, some movies very, very, very serious. When I kind of like the comedies, you know, and I really like most of the movies I like are the ones that he's in, because he makes lots of movies with him not being there, just him being a director. Even the comedies, especially the later ones. But the early ones, oh him, and he's just a funny guy. Um, you know, in Stardust Memories, what was that made in 1980 or whatever? He's semi-autographical, looking for, looking at himself, and he comes to these aliens, another planet. They're at Earth, and he said, "What do I want to do? I want to, what am I doing being a comedian?" And so the aliens say to him, "But that's what you are. You're a comedian. You gotta be a comedian. You know, they're gonna do what you do best." And aliens say to him, "We like your early funny ones." And you know what? I agree with the aliens. The early funny ones are the best. And that's what most of my top 10 will be. The early funny ones. The funny ones are funny. But, so I'm going to go with number 10, and it's not going to be an early funny one. My number 10 is what Woody Allen himself calls a perfect movie. And I believe it's a partial comedy, but I think there's lots of drama in it. And he's not in it. He directed it, but Scarlett Johansson's in it. Very, very young Scarlett Johansson, and she's terrific. The name of this movie is Match Point. This is basically, I think it's the only movie from my 10 that he's not in. But it's a good movie. It's one of his better ones. It's not the early funny ones. But I'm going to get to the early funny ones. Of course, the early funny ones are funny. And they're the best. So that was number 10, Match Point. Number 9 was a movie called Hannah and Her Sisters. He was in it, and he's very funny in it. Plays hypochondriac, neurotic, the regular neurotic Woody Allen. And what's the meaning of, he's going, what's the meaning of life? I don't know what the meaning of life is. Finally, he says, And he tries all kind of religions, Jewish religion and the Catholic religion and this and that, and he's like so unsure about himself. Finally, he doesn't know what to do, so he runs into a movie theater. And he says, "I don't even know what movie was playing." He goes to this movie theater, and it's the Marx Brothers Duck Soup, which is one of the best Marx Brothers movies there is. And he's watching Duck Soup, and he says, "I just found the meaning of life. Ducks, the Marx Brothers Duck Soup. That's the meaning of life." It's a crazy movie, crazy thing, but it's funny. You see the Marx, you see the scenes from the Marx Brothers in Duck Soup, and he realizes that this is the meaning of life. Watching the Marx Brothers. The next movie, number 8, I'm going to Stardust Memories. That's where he's also unsure what he wants to do. Does he want to? It's autobiography. It's a little bit autobiography or something. Playing a famous guy that people say. Everyone says, even the people say to him, "We like your early funny ones. We love your movies, especially the early funny ones." And he doesn't know what he wants to do. If he wants to continue making continue making very funny ones, or becoming more dramatic or whatever. Finally, in the end, when the aliens come, he said, "But that's what you do best. Just keep on doing it. Just do your funny ones, because that's what you are." That was the movie. Crazy movie. Anyway, that's number 8. Number 7. A movie that he's like all I can say, all the rest of the movies he's in. This is a movie called Zelig, where he becomes he turns into whoever he's around. It's crazy. If he's around black people, he becomes black. If he's around Jewish people, he becomes Jewish. He gets a long beard and a coat and the curls, the works, the hat. Hangs around fat people, he becomes very fat. And I don't know, it's a little crazy. But it's funny. It's funny. The next movie, number 6, is the sequel to his best movie, one considers the best movie, of Annie Hall. He won an Academy Award for that. But this is sort of like the sequel to Annie Hall. It's called Manhattan. It's made totally in black and white, and it's made in New York. And it has George Gershwin music. The whole movie has George Gershwin music. But of course, he's his regular neurotic self, in love with a very, very young girl, like a teenager. And it's funny. Diane Keaton's in it. Diane Keaton's in a lot of his movies. Now I'm going to go to a really early one. Number 5 is the top 5. Play It Again, Sam. It's a movie that he idolizes Humphrey Bogart. And he's idolizing Humphrey Bogart. And it's very funny. He has Bogart talking to him and telling him what to do with girls and all that. Very funny movie. Diane Keaton's in it. That's the first movie I think she made with him. Number 4 is my top 4. Number 4. Now, Woody Allen said one of his heroes, his comedy heroes was Bob Hope. Used to love Bob Hope movies. So he wanted to make a movie that was sort of like a Bob Hope movie. So that's the number 4. This movie is called Love and Death. This is a movie he made right before Annie Hall. Love and Death is a very funny movie, early movie, where there's a revolutionary war and he's a coward. He has all kind of questions about religion, about God, this, that. And Diane Keaton's in it. Diane Keaton was married to him. That's why she's in a lot of his movies. And very funny movie. Very, very funny movie. The jokes are very good. And if you watch it, you can see it seems like, it looks like a Bob Hope movie in a way. Lots of ways. Okay, number 3. It's not going to be my number 1 because, as I said, I love the early funny ones. And this is a very good one, and it's the Academy Award winner for Best Picture of 1977. But it's not an early funny one. But it's a good one, and it's number 3. Annie Hall. With him and Diane Keaton. And Annie Hall was a classic, and it's everything you want in a Woody Allen movie. Well, I'm not gonna say much about Annie Hall. Just that this is my number 3. Number 2. An early funny one. Take the Money and Run. He plays a guy who has no luck, and his whole life is that he wants to rob banks. He wants to be a bank robber. And there's a funny scene where he tries to rob a bank and he spells the note wrong and all that. And then there's another scene where he's in jail, he plans to escape. So he takes a bar of soap and he makes the bar of soap into to look like a gun. And then it's raining outside, and the gun has all kind of soap suds on it. Very funny movie. An early funny one. But as the early funny ones go, this is my number 1. This is the funniest, in my opinion, the funniest movie Woody Allen ever made. 1971, Bananas. You watch this movie, you'll go bananas. It's jokes upon jokes. It's the funniest thing he ever made, the funniest situations. And there's one thing that I want to talk about, and I'll tell you. There's a very young Sylvester Stallone in this movie. There's a scene where Woody Allen is in a train, and these 2 hoodlums come. One of them is Sylvester Stallone, and they start bothering all the people on the train. And he's a nervous wreck. He has a newspaper shaking it away. He doesn't know what to do. He's really nervous because these guys are like doing all kind of things to a bunch of people on the train, especially an old lady and all that. So all of a sudden he gets his nerve. The doors open. He takes these 2 guys and he throws them off the train. The doors close. He feels very proud of himself. All of a sudden, the doors open and they come back on, and they go right into, looking angry at him, being, and he doesn't know what to do. He runs off the train. That's an early funny one. Okay, so this is my top 10 movies of Woody Allen. Again, number 10, Matchbox. Number 9, Hannah and the Sisters. Number 8, Stardust Memories. Number 7, Zelig. Number 6, Manhattan. Number 5, Play It Again, Sam. Number 4, Love and Death. Number 3, Annie Hall. Number 2, Take the Money and Run. And number 1, Bananas. Okay, that's all I want to talk about right now. Have a great day. If you like this video, press the liking and please subscribe. Thank you. Bye.